So Swaziland has an interesting monarchical system. So there are diarchy. So there's the king, and then there's the queen mother, and the king has lots of wives and stuff. Kind of like China, how there's lots of concubines and stuff. So the king, although he became king when he was 18, so because of that, he, despite having ruled for 40 years, he's still quite young, which creates a lot of stability. And for example, his father reigned during the time of Queen Victoria. So since like the 1800s, Swaziland has only had two kings, which is an interesting fact. And regarding the military marching was good. Unfortunately, the stream had some problems, so it was lagging, and there were some glitches and stuff. But and also it's low quality. But I don't really care about the quality. But yeah, what I did notice is that the soldiers' equipment was well, it was the rifles were painted black, but the paint had been peeling off, so like you could notice that there. North Korea would never have such poorly maintained weapons for such a spectacle, but Swaziland is a small country of only around like just over 1 million people, so I think that can be forgiven. And also the bayonets were missing like handles and stuff, so yeah. In terms of the equipment, pretty poor. Uniforms, fine. They're like British style uniforms because Swaziland was a former British colony or protectorate, is more accurate. And their military has inherited a lot of British tradition, so the soldiers look like the British, they march like the British, that British music, so that was nice. The performance, fine, and it was long for. We had the marching at first, then you had some speeches, then you got the performance after that. So what happens is like the dignitaries arrive, and then like the king arrives later. It's kind of like North Korea. So really, Kim Jong Un. So just like how Kim Jong Un arrives halfway through the poem, and it was not like 5 hours, but so is North Korea before. I suspect so are North Korean performances, but they don't stream their performances live. They edit it up, add good music, make sure everything's good. So that way, for example, you don't get things in the operational security. So I'd say the North Korean performances are much better, but for a small African country, I think Swaziland did alright. And at the end, they had like oh yeah, there was like one thing, like there was like a quiet performance and whatnot, and they had a helicopter flying over thing, which like could block the noise and very loud. Yeah. So and also at the end, like a helicopter, like the French helicopter, it's like had a free in the name, used in the Rhodesian Bush War, and it was having like a flag with like the logo. So yeah. Pretty entertaining performance. Is it as good as North Korea? No. Is it still worthwhile watching? No, because it's too long. So yeah, don't the whole thing, just watch some videos. So yeah, don't have much more to say except yeah, that is all. I'd like to add that if you compare it to like when Trump visited the UK and how like there was performance for Trump, this was much better than that. So for example, like during like the performance for Trump, like all the people were like different height, and it looked all the appeal of like military marches and stuff is like the unity. It's like they act as a thing. So if like you have if everyone's like different heights and stuff, then it just looks just horrible. But the Swazi marching formation order and whatnot is they have the tall people at the end and the shorter people at the middle, and that looks much better. So yeah, I don't get why the UK like doesn't do that. I'm sure they did it in the past, but oh well, that is all.